Good morning, Pilgrim. It's time for a devotion this Sunday morning. Before I go to church, I'm going to read first from 2 Kings chapter 6, beginning at 15, down through 17. When the servant of the man of God rose early in the morning, he went out, and behold, he saw an army with horses and chariots all around the city. And the servant said to Elisha, "Alas, my master, what'll we do?" Well, Elisha said, "Don't be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them." Then Elisha prayed, and he said, "Lord, please open his eyes that he may see." So the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses, chariots of fire all around Elisha. Lesson there. And here it is, from Charles Spurgeon, from a sermon he gave. It was entitled "Healing of One Born Blind." And he read from John 9:32. "Since the world began, was it not heard that any man opened the eyes of one that was born blind?" Well, the best declaration of truth will not of itself remove birth blindness and enable men to look unto Jesus. Now, do I believe that even the most earnest gospel appeals, the greatest sermon, nor the most vehement testimonies to its truth will convince men's understandings. In and of themselves, they'll never understand. The natural man cannot. All these things, they have their place and their use. But they have no power in and of themselves to enlighten the understanding savingly so that the person might be born again. So I bring a blind friend to an elevated spot, and I bid him look upon the landscape. Look, ain't it beautiful out there? See the Willamette Valley. That's where I live. See those Cascade Mountains? See that Mount Hood? Beautiful, beautiful. See how the Silver River threads its way amid the emerald fields? See how the beautiful forest, the yonder trees make up a shadowy wood? Beautiful, beautiful. How wisely yonder garden near at hand is cultivated to perfection, and how nobly yonder lordly castle rises on that hill of matchless beauty. See, he shakes his head. He has no admiration for the scene because he's blind. I borrow poetical expressions, but still he joins not in the delight because he's blind. He can't see. I try plain words, and I tell him, there is a garden, there is a castle, there is the wood, and there is the river. Do you not see them? No, he can't see one of them. He doesn't know what they're like. What ails a man? Have I not described the landscape well? Have I been faulty in my explanations? Have I not given him my own testimony that I have walked these glades, sailed along that stream? I've lived the life. I've lived 85 years. I can tell you about life. I can tell you how I found Jesus, but he's blind. He doesn't understand. He can't see. He shakes his head. My words are lost on him. His eyes alone are to blame. The natural man can't see. Let us come to this conviction about sinners, for if not, we shall hammer away and get nowhere, do nothing. Let us be assured that there's something the matter with the sinner himself which we cannot cure. Something the matter with us, each and every one of us. Yeah, we can't cure it ourselves. The preacher can't cure it. The theologian can't cure it. The state can't cure it. Let us feel this, because if we don't, it'll drive us away from ourselves. We'll go nuts. But we feel this in our hearts. We feel it deep inside, what sinners we are, and we can't do nothing. What are we going to do? We got to go to Jesus. We got to go to Jesus. All this will lead us to God, drive us to the strong for strength, and teach us to seek for power beyond our own. We got to seek for power beyond our own because we can't do it ourselves. The devil, he blinds the minds of unbelievers to the light of the glorious gospel of Christ. 2 Corinthians 4:4 tells us, in their case, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers. They can't see. He's done this to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel, the glory of Christ. Christ, the image of God. It requires God. It requires grace. It requires a gift from God. It requires God's light to shine in our hearts, to give us the light of the knowledge of the glory in the face of Jesus Christ. 2 Corinthians 4:6. For God, who said, let light shine out of the darkness, has shone in our hearts. God, let it shine in theirs to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. We need to pray that God will open the eyes of those who can't naturally see the truth. The natural man can't. He needs help from God. By grace are you saved. By faith are you saved. This not of yourselves. It's a gift of God. Pray that God will give them that gift. 2 Kings 6:15 through 17. When the servant of the man of God rose early in the morning, went out, behold, an army of horses and chariots was all around him, all around the city. And the servant said, alas, master, what'll we do? Don't be afraid. Then Elisha prayed and said, Lord, please open his eyes that he may see. So the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses, chariots, fire, all around Elisha. Oh, Pilgrim, pray for your friends. Pray for your enemies. Pray that they might come to Jesus. Pray that God would work upon them, that he'd slap them along the side of the head and say, see me, see me. God's got to work in the heart of man, in the soul of man, to bring him to him. And we got to pray that he will. Pray for each and every person we know. Pray for those we don't know. Pray for the world. Think on these things. We got so much work to do. That's why I put this website together, this pilgrimsdevotion.com, just to try to get through to folks, to try to get them to see. But I can't. Only God can. Only God can. Yeah. God bless. Have a great day with our Lord Jesus Christ, Pilgrim. No one better to spend the day with, especially a Sunday. God bless.